Yes,
So
we shouldn't complain.
I know. I asked my grandson, who's a freshman at Penn State this year, to tell me about what a snow squall was like, because he was traveling home for Thanksgiving on the day that it was, they were advised of what, to be careful because of a snow squall. And he said, Bobby, it was, it was just a big snowstorm. It was no big deal. So I'm good, thankfully, what can I say?
When my brother was it was after college, he lived in Poughkeepsie, New York.
Oh,
And he was home for a visit. And on the way home, we didn't have cell phones back then. So eventually, and he wouldn't call when he got home, he'd do a collect call and ask for himself. And my mom would say, there's nobody here by that name.
I
She knew that
remember
he was
those
safe.
days.
But what he didn't tell her was that he did a 360 on the highway, on the ice. And it's like, better not to know. You got home safe. That's all that matters. Well, I hope that more friends will be joining us. I believe last week we started with the Kedusha, Baruch Atah Adonai, and we got through that part. Am I correct?
Well, could
Okay.
you help me, please, Debbie?
Sure.
In Complete Sim Shalom, what page are we on?
Complete Sim Shalom. Last week, we did page 106.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and share what we read last week. Remind me if that looks familiar. We talked about when you bow with the bowing symbols. Am I on the right track here?
Yes.
Been a while. So this is the opening of the Kedusha. And now we're going to work on the second part. And I realized that when I said I didn't have, it was not clear. I went and found what I was looking for in much clearer. So I'm sorry if the copy you have isn't as clear. It's in the next page. So just to go back, we left off, Baruch atah Adonai Megan Avraham Ufoked Sarah Atagi Bor Leolam Adonai Mechaye Metim Atav Rav Lehoshia, and then it's the next page. Depends on which book you use, where it is. So I don't think we did this page, or did we do this page? I seem to remember that we did, because we read the line Mashiv HaRuach Umarid HaGashem.
Yes, we did.
We did? Okay. So then we did, because we had the discussion, and I haven't seen my rabbi yet to ask him about Master of Life and Death, and we had questions about the whole thing about giving life, bringing people back from the dead. So I'll ask about that. So now we're moving on to the second part. Is this big enough for everybody? Anybody need it bigger?
Move it over more.
This way or this way? Oh, the English I'll move over. Can you see the Hebrew?
Please. Yes.
I think I'm missing some of the Hebrew.
Yeah, me too.
On the
Get
screen?
rid of the English part.
All right, hold on.
Our pictures, oh, that's good.
No,
Okay.
we still need to drop more.
Drop more?
Yeah, in the same
Hold on,
direction you were going.
Hold on, let me do
The other
something.
way.
Give me a minute. Let's see if
Because
this
our
helps.
pictures are blocking it out.
So what you need to do is move your pictures. Do you know how to do that?
No.
So at the top of your pictures are basically boxes inside of a big box.
Right.
If you put your cursor over the top of the top pictures, you should be able to move our pictures around and put them anywhere you want.
Okay. Just any place in the top.
Any place you want them. Are you able to do that?
Yep, I'm putting them over the English.
And now are you able to see the Hebrew better?
Yes, but it could be a drop larger.
All right, well, here's the problem. That when I share, I don't get a cursor. I don't know why my computer does it. How's that?
That's good.
Is that okay, Gail?
Yeah, it's fine, but I thought
Okay.
we were on the Kedusha.
You are right. I hit the button too quickly. All right.
All right,
I'll
that's,
move it down as we get there. So
thank you.
let's see what it's in English first before we read it in Hebrew. So would somebody like to read it in English?
I will.
Thank you, Nancy.
Okay, so we proclaim your holiness on earth. Is that where
Yep, that's where we are.
we proclaim your holiness on earth as it is proclaimed in heaven above. We sing the words of heavenly voices as recorded in your prophet's vision. Holy, 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 Adonai Sevaot, the grandeur of the world is God's glory. Do you want me to continue?
Sure.
In thundering chorus, majestic voices resound, lifted toward singing seraphim and responding, praised is Adonai's glory through the universe. Through your universe, reveal yourself, our sovereign, and reign over us, for we await you. When will you reign in Zion? Let it be soon, in our time, and throughout all time. May your glory and holiness be apparent to all in Jerusalem, your city, from generation to generation eternally. May we see your sovereignty described in, I can't see the rest. David's Psalms, which sing of your splendor. Adonai shall reign through all generation. Zion, your God shall weigh forever. Hallelujah. We declare your greatness through all generations. Hallow your holiness to all eternity. Your praise will never leave our lips, for you are God and sovereign, great and holy. Praised are you, Adonai, holy God.
Thank you for reading all that.
Thank you. Could I ask you to clarify some
Sure.
words? It's this paragraph that starts with through your universe, reveal yourself, our sovereign. And I'm sure the English must have been hard to come up with because that's typically what happens. But there's a lot in there. I mean, David's Psalms and Zion and Jerusalem and wow.
Well, the David Psalms, if you've ever read the Psalms, David's written a lot of them. He is either happy or terribly depressed, not both. And so he writes a lot about, most of his Psalms are all about praising God. And if you look at our liturgy for the beginning service in the morning, it's all about praising God. So Zion, basically Israel, will you reign in Zion? Let it be soon in our time and throughout all time. May your glory and your holiness be apparent in all of Jerusalem. It's basically asking God, hey, reveal yourself to us, look over us, take care of us. We praise you.
Okay.
If you look in the English, we're going to get to it, but how many of you are familiar with Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzvaot, Melocho Haaretz Kavodo? So any of you know what the choreography is for when we do Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh?
You raise up on your toes.
Correct. Do you know why we raise up on our toes?
Well, because other than we're worshiping God or praising God and recognizing that he is basically everything.
And there's another reason, if we look in the English, it's not actually in that line, but in the next line, in thundering chorus, majestic voices resound, lifting toward singing seraphim and responding. Seraphim, I believe, are angels. And we are emulating the angels by rising up. They apparently had 1 foot. It was like a foot with another one attached to it. And we are imitating the seraphim when we do that. We do that for Kadosh, 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 and Baruch Kavod Adonai Mim Kamo. And sometimes Yimlo Adonai Olem. My husband and I do it on all 3. Some people just do it on 1, but that's where it came from. So now that you know it's all about praising God,
Thank you.
let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do these 5. And then we'll take turns flipping, and then we'll go on to the next part. Do I have readers 1 and 2 volunteers? Welcome to those who came on. We're glad you're here.
I'll read. I don't care.
Yeah.
Anytime you're quoting the seraphims, that's why you're reading. those like-
My husband clarified that anytime we are, what?
Quoting the angels.
Quoting the angels, we rise up on our toes. So 3
Oh.
times. Kadosh, 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 Baruch Kavod Adonai, Imnulo Adonai Leolam. Even though the author of the book forgot to put a little symbol for rising up on your toes, that would have been
Getting on a
helpful.
call. I was looking for you.
I
And
think
I-
you're gonna go.
Uh-oh, right.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I'm gonna mute her so we can go on. All right. Volunteers 1 and 2. I wasn't looking. Thank you, Gail. And nobody? Oh, thank you, Arena. All right. Gail, you want to go first?
Sure, doesn't matter. Nikadesh et Simcha,
What's that first sound?
Shimcha,
Yes.
Ba'olam, Ke, Shemak, Dishim, Oto, Bishmei, Marom, Kakatuv, Al Yad Nevi Echa, Vekara Zel Ezel Ve'amar.
Can you go back to the last 4 words and try that one more time?
Ze El Ze Ve'amar.
Good job. You said originally Zel al Zel. So also there's choreography for these words. So we bow to the left, Ze, and then to the right, El Ze Ve'amar. So if we look in the English, it doesn't really give us any indication that we would bow, but we do to the right and to the left. All right, Irina, do you want to take the next 2 bolded lines?
Sure.
Oh, I thought I was doing 5. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, go ahead, and then we'll do 4, and then we'll flip it. Go ahead.
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sivaot, Melo Kol Haaretz Kivodo.
Good job. I'm just going to pick on this second word. You got the O sound, which is good, but there's no dot in his throat, so he's got a scratchy throat. Malo, Chol,
Melo Kol
Chol, Chol.
Kol Haaretz Kivodo.
Good job. All right, Irina, will you take the next 4, and then we'll flip-flop.
Is it Tam
One more time.
Tam
Yep, there's a on under the mem. Good job.
Baruch Imeru
One more time. The yud has an O up there.
Oh, so it was correct first time. Omeru
Put the yud on there. This is all one sound. Yud and aleph with the O makes one sound.
Emru
Yomeru.
Emru Baruch
Hi, it's Mary. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. We muted
Okay.
you because you were talking.
I'm just going to be a fly on the wall. I'm at a conference, So I don't want the background noise to bother you, but I'm just gonna be a fly on the wall for about a half hour, okay?
All right, fly away.
Quad, quad.
Are you on the second word?
Yakovo. I think it's quad.
You're right. K, because there's no vowel.
Quad.
K, vod.
Okay, kevod.
Yeah.
Kevod. Adonai. Mim. Ko. Mo.
Good job. Next two lines.
Oh, it's me too. Uv. Uvdi. Uvdi. Uvdichrei. Kachenha. But two.
Look at that first letter again. He doesn't have a but on the back, so
I'm
he's
sorry,
not a
two. Le more. More.
good.
Imlach. I don't know. It sounds like L-O. Imelach.
Add the yud sound
Yeah,
with
I'm
the
sorry.
E.
Yam.
Ye.
Oh, it's ye. Oh, Yimlach. Adonai. Leolam. Eloham. Doesn't sound right. I don't know.
Elo.
Elohim should be, but
That's
it's
an I. That's an I sound under the H.
oh, Elohai, Elohim,
Elohai.
Elohayin.
Ich. Yeah.
Oh, this is ich. It's not n. Okay, Elohai, Elohai, Elohai is Tzion, Ledor. Oh, I'm not gonna make some sense. Vador, Hallelujah.
Good job. All right, Irina. Up to the top.
Able to swing by.
You know, the yuds are tricky, but they have a sound. You always add the y with whatever vowel it is. All right, ready for the top five?
Sure. Nekadesh et Shimcha Ba'olam Geshem Shemak Dishim Oto Bishmei Marom Ka Kakatuv
Good.
Al Yad Ne Nevi Navi'ech.
But there's a vowel at the end. Nevi'eh. There you go.
Vekara ze el ze ve'amar. Kadosh, 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 Adonai tzvaot.
So close. Put the under the vav. Or under the vet.
I don't understand.
Seva.
Oh, tsevaot.
Correct. Good job.
What did I say? Tzva? Oh, tseva. Tsevaot.
Yep.
Melo. Hal.
It's O because see, it's that little bit bigger.
Hal. Haaretz. Kovodo.
Good job. So you can see the difference in the vowel. The little T under the chaf is bigger than under the hey. So this is chol and that's ah. So good job. All right.
Yeah.
My brain is, who was reading?
Me.
Thank you.
Now it's my turn.
Yes, it is.
Leumatam Baruch Yomeru. Baruch Kivod Adonai Mim Komo.
Nice job. Do we have two other volunteers to read the first and the second part? Nice job, ladies.
I
It's
have to
hard to.
read the next two, no?
Just to finish.
Oh,
You
I'm
have to
sorry.
finish.
You're correct.
U Divrei Code Shecha Ba. No, that's it's Katuv Le More. Yimloch Adonai Leolam Elo Hey
Check the vowel under the hay.
Ha Yich
Good.
Sion Ledor Vador. Hallelujah.
Nice job. Sorry about that earlier. Very
No
nice.
problem.
All right. It's hardest to go first. That's the hardest job. All right. They've broken us in. You've heard all the words. Do I have another two volunteers? All right. Sivian, who would partner with Sivian? Thanks, Joan. Sivian, you want to go first?
Dor vador, nagid, gad.
Hold on. Where are we? Oh, no, we're at the top.
Oh, we're starting at the top again.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Giving people a chance to practice.
Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam. Kashem shemakdi shim. Oto bishmei marom. Katuv al yad nevi echa v'kara ze el ze v'amar kadosh 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 Adonai Svaot.
Yep, that's right.
Melo kol haaretz kavodo. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And go ahead, Joan.
Umatam Baruch Yomeru Baruch Kivod Adonai Mim Komo Udivrei Kachika.
Check out that little vowel under kuf.
Yeah, Kochika Katuv Le More. Yimlok Adonai Leolam Elohayich Sion Lidor Vador. Hallelujah.
Good job. You know, I was talking to a gentleman who teaches adults at our synagogue, and I was asking him on the Kaddish, I don't remember certain sounds being the way they were. The whole time I was growing up, it was, and this is an example here on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th line. I always remember saying Malo Kol Haaretz Kavodo, and in here it's Malo Chol. And he said, depending certain prayer books, it's up to the author, depending on how they spell Malo or what word they use, it could change if this has a dot inside of it or not. So I never remember it being Malo Chol Haaretz. I had to do this all the time growing up. So I'm not going to be too picky about Kol and Chol because you might have learned it or have known it as Kol. So just pointing that out. It's frustrating. All right, Joan, you want to start us off with the top 5?
Nikashe. Yeah.
Well, try it again. You flipped 2 letters.
Nikadesh.
There you go.
et shimcha ba'olam b'shem Shem Kedishim
One more time. There's
Shemak Dishim
there you go.
Oto Bishmei Marom Katuv Al Yad Niv Echa
One more time. What's that?
Nivi Echa
There you go.
Vikara Ze El Ze Ve'amar Kadosh, 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 Adonai, Tzivaot, Milo, Chol, Haaretz, Kivodo.
Good job. Sivian?
Le'uma tam Baruch Yomeru. Baruch Kavod Adonai Mim Komo. Uv Divrei
Yes.
Shaka Katuv, excuse me. Wait. Katuv, okay, Lemur. Yimloch Adonai Leolam. Elohayich Sion Lador Vador. Hallelujah.
Very nice. Any other of you want to take a turn? I'm not like in high school where the teacher just calls on you. I won't do that. You want to have a turn, Nancy? But you have to unmute for us because your lips are moving, but your voice isn't being heard.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Would somebody like to join Nancy? Thanks, Rhoda. Nancy, you want to go first?
Sure, I will go first. Nikadesh et Shimcha ba'olam Kashem Shema Dishim Oto Bishmei Marom Kakatuv Al Yad Nevi Echa V'kara Ze El Ze V'amar Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sevaot Milo Kol Haaretz Kavodo.
Good job. And now it's Rhoda's turn.
There we go. Thank you.
Amu Matam Baruch Yimeru.
Check out the vowel by the yud.
Oh, sorry.
Good job.
Yomeru. Baruch Kavod Adonai Mim Komo Uv Div Rei Kad Shacha Katuv Lemor Yim Loch Adonai La Olam Eloheyi. Wait, this is okay. Eloheyi.
Look under the hay. What vowel is that?
Well, I would say, I thought it was a ha.
It is a ah.
Okay, because I thought I was hearing hi. So it's not
Eloha, but when you put the hay with the yud, you hear hi.
Hi, right. So it's Elohayim. Elohayich.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Sion, Lador, Vador, Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Good job. You ready for the next 5?
Is that me?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay. Nekadesh et Shimcha Ba'olam Kashem Shemach Dishim Oto Bishmei Marom Kakatuv al Yad Navi Echa Vachara Ze El Ze Va'amar Kadosh 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 Adonai Tzavaot Malo Chal. No, it's Chol. That's
Correct.
yeah. Chol Haaretz Kavodo.
Good job. Nancy?
Okay. The Le'omatam Baruch.
Can you read that first word again?
Sure. Le'umatam
Thank you.
Baruch Yomeru Baruch Kavod Adonai Mim Como Mim
You were right. Meme.
Mim Como
Good job.
Uv Div. Okay, I've got the word. Uv Divrei Had Shcha.
Except look, is that other vowel?
Code Shcha. Katuv Le. It should not be hard, but it looks hard. Le More.
Good job.
Thank you. Yimloch Adonai Le'olam Elohim. Nope.
Careful. Elohai.
Elohai. Is that right?
Yes, you're correct.
Elohai. Okay. Zion Ledor Vador. Hallelujah.
Good job.
Thank
You know, ladies, words like the second line, Shemach Dishim, that's a long word. That's a lot of syllables. You guys are doing great with that because that's not
Thank
easy.
you.
What does that mean?
Shemach Dishim. Good question. I'm not sure that I would know. That Kashem has to do with the name. I don't know. I wish I knew Hebrew.
Right. It's just, we don't have any long words. I was just wondering.
I know, and when you like see something in English and then it's translated into another language, and either the other language is just a few words or 5 times the number of words in English, you just have to say, what is all that? But yeah, it's a long word. So good job with some of these multi-syllabic words. Is there anyone who wanted a chance at Nekadesh who has not had a turn? Okay, should we move on to the last part? This is the end of the Kedusha. So we'll just take, I'm not going to split it up. If you want if you'd like a turn to read, just so you know that the parts that you would be doing if you are not the leader is Kadosh, 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 Baruch Kavod Adonai Mim Kamo, and Yimloch Adonai Olam Elohai Sion Lador Vador, Hallelujah. The parts that are not bolded are what the leader says. So I think it's good to practice words you may not know. Helps with your fluency. So do we have anybody who's willing to take a stab at Lador Vador? You might know this from Shabbat more. I'm seeing Rhoda sing it.
Yeah.
What are you singing, Rhoda? Can you sing it for us?
No, I'm really Lador, but no, I was doing it to myself. But when I have to do it publicly, it's a different story. Lador, Vador. I'm not good at it.
Okay, but you have a tune.
I do have a tune, yes. There you go.
I don't know that one. Interesting. Can you sing a little bit of it, Gail?
Lador Vador, Lador vador, lador vador nagid God lecha.
Let's.
Ula netzach netzachim,
Okay.
ula netzach netzachim.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Shatach nagdish. Forgive
Ours
the.
is similar. Ours is Lador Vador, and everybody else sings
Yes.
Lador Vador. So you won't be hearing that one. If you go to the morning service, what you'll hear is what I call the mumbling tune, which this is the tune our shul uses. But again, we don't do all the different tunes for the different times a day, but we would do Lador Vador. Hold on a second. Lador vador nagid gad lecha unetzach netzahim kachataha nagdish v'shivaha Eloheinu mipinu lo shmelam va'ed ki amelech gadol v'kadosh ata baruch ata Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh. So it's not the sing-songy that you have on Shabbat, unfortunately. Would anybody like to take a try at this paragraph? Oh, look, Irina's ready.
I have to leave early, so
Okay, go for it.
I'm very determined. Anyway, thank you. Sorry, I have to leave early.
That's okay.
Ledor vador hagid.
What's the first letter?
Oh, I'm sorry. Nagid
Good.
gad lecha ul netzach netzahim kedushata nak dish. Make sure it's correct. Veshiv hai veshi ha ha
Haha, you're right.
Eloheinu nipanu.
Check out the vowel under the K. You were right the first time. Just a dot.
Oh, it's done. So it's pinu.
Good job.
Lo yamush.
Yeah.
Olam va'ed. Ki el melech gadol vekadosh ata baruch ata Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Good job.
That's my favorite song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's interesting, because when you read, the first line, God lecha, I have never paid attention. And I looked in another book, and sure enough, it's God lecha. Have you ever heard anybody sing it or read it that way?
Yes.
Yes, you have. Okay, good. Because I don't know, maybe the people who lead services at my synagogue go too fast that you wouldn't even get to hear what it says, but new for me. Learn something every day. All right. Anybody else want to turn at that? All right, Gail.
Lador vador nagid gad lecha ul na sach.
Careful, under the nun, what vowel that is.
Ul netzach nitzachim kadusha shatcha nakdish.
Let's go back to that word before. It's a tricky one.
Nakdish.
No, the one before that.
Oh. Kedusha shatcha.
There you go. Kedushat cha.
That's another mouthful. Veshiv chacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush leolam va'ed ki El Melech Gadol V'Kadosh Ata. Baruch Ata Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Nice job.
Thank you.
I'm wondering why on the third line, third word where it says mi pinu, the dot under the mem is a dot, but the dot under the pay looks like a plus, which is the same that they use for the two dots under the hay. I'm just wondering if it's because that extra line is there, but things that make you go, don't know the answer. All right, would anybody else like a turn at this paragraph? Linda, give it a try.
Lador Vador Nagid God Lecha.
Just going to point out that extra big vowel there.
Oh, go D's.
You put them together.
Go D Lecha.
God lecha.
Go Lecha.
Good job.
Ul Neitza. Natsa Him Kadushat Teha Nakdish Vashim Ha Elo Hainu Mi P Nu Lo Yam Mush La Olam Va'et Ki Al Mele
Hold on, look at that second word.
Al
Not
Ale.
all. There you go.
Mele Gadol V'Kadosh Ata Baruch Ata Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Beautiful. Joan, did you want to turn?
Yes.
Okay. Bye, Irina. We'll see you next week.
Shabbos. Okay.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
Lador Vador Nagid God Lecha. Uleneach.
So the lamed and the vav, the u go together. That's one sound.
Ul.
Ul.
Netzach.
There you go.
Nitzachim Kedushatcha Nakdish Vishicha Eloheinu Mipinu Lo Yamu Leolam
Yam what? The third to last word.
Yamush
There you go.
Leolam Va'ed Ki El Melech Gadol V'Kadosh Ata Baruch Ata Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Beautiful. Anybody else want to turn? Siviam.
Okay.
And then Rhoda.
Lador Vador Nagid God Lecha.
Check out that extra large vowel under the gimel.
Godol. God Lecha. God Lecha.
Good job.
Thank you. Netzach Nitzachim Kedushatcha Nakdish. Why am I? Vashiv Chacha. Vashiv Chacha?
Yeah.
Okay. Eloheinu Mipinu Lo Yamush Leolam Va'ed Ki El Melech Gadol V'Kadosh Ata Baruch Ata Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Beautiful, Sivian. Thank you. All right, Rhoda.
Lador Vador, Nagid, God Lecha,
Good for you.
Ul Netza, Va, not, just wait a sec, Natsachim, Kadusha, Kadushatcha, Nakadish, Bashiv Chacha, Eloheinu, Mipinu, Lo, Yamush, La Olam, Vaed, Ki El Melech, Gadol, Vakadosh, Ata, Baruch Ata Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Nice job. Is there anyone else who wanted a turn to read that did not get a turn? Ladies, there's some hard words in there. Lots of hard, meaning multisyllabic or strange combinations of letters together. That was beautiful. We have officially finished the Kedusha, because what comes next is the silent Amidah. Next week we will pick up with the Hatzi Kaddish. Did we already talk about the different Kaddishes and examine them?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we'll do that next week. We'll look at the different ones. And then the most, probably what we'll do is we'll look at the different Kaddishes. And then are leaving the most difficult prayer. I don't know if it's the most difficult prayer, but so many people say Ashrei is the most difficult prayer. And I think it's really hard when you're singing, because my husband always says, it's very easy when it's Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha Od Yechalu Hasela, but then you have multisyllabic words that you're trying to fit into all of that one note. That's what throws people off. But we'll look at the different Kaddishes next week and what's different about them. Then we will look at Ashrei. Then we will do Aleinu, and then Adon Olam. I'm not going to have us do Torah blessings, because if we'll do that at the end if we have extra time. Somebody emailed about when do we have class.
Yeah, because
I plan on us
was looking at all of your emails, and I'm not quite sure of what you meant.
Yeah.
So we will be going through the 23rd. So 3 more classes. Because the 30th I will be on vacation.
I received a whole slew of emails with date changes, and it's funny, it just went to my phones. It didn't go to my computer. And it said that you were going to December 2023. So I didn't.
Oh, I was changing something. I'm sorry that, because it said, do you want to send this? And I said, no. I'm sorry if it went through. No, we're going. I was changing it on my calendar. I don't know why it went to 23. So I couldn't get it to go to December 30th or December 23rd. It kept wanting to go to, so I need to go back and switch that. But no, we are only until December 23rd of 2022.
Okay, so I can I can cancel out all these emails.
Yeah, I don't know what something was happening. I couldn't figure out.
One of them I got was for Saturday, which I thought was like, wait a minute, this is.
I kept saying it not to send. I'm sorry that it sent it. For some reason, it would.
I wanted to ask.
I'm sorry that should not have come. But yes, we finish on the 23rd, unless you want me to try to do class from my iPhone in the car, but that would probably be a big disaster.
No, that wouldn't.
December 23rd, I'm flying away on vacation.
Where are you flying to?
We're going to South Carolina with our children and grandchildren to celebrate our 60th anniversary.
Oh, Mazel
Tov. Mazel Tov. How exciting.
Yes, and next week, I think I can only come for a short time. I have a medical appointment.
Well,
So,
better a little
Hey,
bit than not at all. We love
yeah.
to see you.
I have a question.
I hope I have an answer. It may not be the right one.
Okay. I like the structure of a class. It's not that I can't practice on my own. It's not that I don't go to shul. I do. Are you teaching again? Is there another intermediate class for this?
Not that I am aware of. They have not done a class beyond intermediate. That doesn't mean that you can't request it, but as of right now, no. So that's something to bring up. But yes, I know it really helps to have a structured day and time. And one of the classes I taught, one of the women actually organized a practice session during the week before class. But it's something you can certainly, request from Women's League. Is it possible to have a practice class to keep up your skills? But as of right now, we had a hard enough time finding enough teachers to teach the 3 classes they offer.
Oh, okay.
Rhoda?
So I guess there's no possibility of a bat mitzvah class.
No, well, the bat mitzvah class is being bat mitzvah next July. I can't imagine they're not going to offer the next bat mitzvah class.
How much knowledge do you have to have in order to participate in that kind of a class?
I do not know. That's a very good question. My good friend Marlene, who I will probably see at services tomorrow, I can ask her, but I don't know. Do you know, Linda?
Well, Rhoda and I started in the beginning when we really knew nothing, and I enjoy when we hear each other.
Me too.
But there was one girl in our class then who was in the bar mitzvah class.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, I would assume that if you're in the bat mitzvah class and you don't know any Hebrew, they would say you need to start at the beginning of these classes, but you guys you're ready for prime time.
Sweet.
I think the bat mitzvah class is less about reading Hebrew and more about learning a lot of information about not being Jewish, but so it's less about you're not learning to read Hebrew and prayers.
Well, wouldn't they be teaching at least the Haftorah trope?
That is a good question. I think they are teaching trope, but they're not teaching you like how to read Hebrew. I think they would come in with I don't know. I think that's a good question to put out to Julia Loeb. But I can imagine that if this has been successful, that they'll do it again. Yeah.
How do you learn to read Hebrew without the vowels?
Well, you start. So this is what I get. Excuse my messy background. I am in charge of our Mishloach Manot that our sisterhood does. And so I have started ordering. So you can see in the background, we're doing a chocolate theme. So there's lots of chocolate in my background. Okay, so in the Eitz Chaim, you'll see there's the reading with the vowels and without the vowels. And so you practice with the vowels and you get really good at reading it and singing it. And then I'm not going to say you memorize it. You do not memorize it, but you learn it. So if I were to give you, and I'm sure you may have seen this on Facebook or somewhere, where you see a text of English with no vowels. They take all the vowels out. Yeah, you can still read it because you're reading it from context. You're reading it because you know what words have those letters. We don't have the context in Hebrew, but you just have done it enough. Like I'm reading tomorrow in honor of my bat mitzvah.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it's been a very long time ago, but I actually had it memorized from when I was 13, but you just have done it so many times that when you see it, you know what those words are, but it seems very intimidating. And it helps if you can sing to do trope. it helps if you are, I shouldn't say if you can sing, if you're musical. Because a lot of the trope is phrases. And if you're trying to approach it as one soundbite at a time, it's a lot harder than when you approach it as a phrase. But the people I know in the bat mitzvah class are really enjoying it. It's a big commitment. Once a week for 3 years. I think it's 3 years. Nancy?
That was one of my questions. What kind of commitment is it?
I think
Because
it's once a week.
once a week, because Gail, even though, I mean, I'm going to speak to you because you wanted to continue and I love the structure as well. I mean, right, way back when I had my then bas mitzvah, I did not get to read from the Torah. I mean, life was very different then in terms of what women got to do. And to me, if the bat mitzvah class would bring me, just like I've learned to say bat mitzvah instead of bas, if it would bring me into what is current and more, I mean, I still feel very awkward about the actual service. And if the class would bring me to more comfort.
You would definitely, because Toby Holtzman and I, who are Tefillot co-chairs, we have to record for the women the different prayers. They've gone over all the prayers for the Shacharit morning service. They're reading, some of them are reading Torah. I think everybody's reading a little bit of Torah. It's only when it's not Shabbat, it's only 3 Torah portions that are read. So you do learn it all. You learn trope, but you're not learning how to read Hebrew in that class. I think they expect that you are doing these classes to bring yourself up to speed. But yeah, you definitely learn a lot. But it takes 3 years. If you're, you think about when you have kids, they're learning. They go once a week, but they're, I think it's much more intense. So you get 3 years.
What about second mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs?
It could be your second. Do any of your shuls offer adult b'nai mitzvahs?
My former shul did.
My husband had his second when he turned 83.
But do any of yours offer like adult bat mitzvah class?
My former shul did, where Karen Glazer and I both took the classes that were offered, and she was in the class before me and then my class, but the shul is no longer there.
So I think it's a wonderful thing to do. I can't wait to celebrate the women at convention. To be able to share that experience together would be wonderful.
How many of us are going to convention?
Anybody else?
I don't know.
If you can do it, it's just a marvelous opportunity. I didn't understand what Women's League was. I knew my region. I did region conferences, but to go and meet women from all over the world who are conservative Jews, like everybody's like you, and doing what we do feels normal among, 1,000 women. It's really an amazing experience. And I went knowing a few people. You would go knowing the people on this screen if they were going. So
I've been to 3 conventions. The first one I went to in the 1970s was the first time I really heard women conducting a service. And it was the most beautiful thing.
Because women didn't do that back in the 70s.
Oh, no, we weren't allowed.
Of course not.
I went to
What were the others?
I went to the 2 in the 70s at the Concord, and then I went to one, maybe 10 years ago in Baltimore. but I don't think I can travel.
Well, some of it will be available hybrid. They will be
Oh.
Zooming parts of it,
Yeah, oh,
but not
that's
all of
good.
it.
That's good.
Ro, did you want to say something?
No, I was just going to say that I attended quite a few as well. I mostly at the Concord, and
Yeah.
I think I did a couple in Washington, and
Where is the one?
and Philadelphia. I think I was in Philadelphia as well.
It's in this year. It's in going to be Schaumburg, Illinois, which
Yeah,
is where
near
it was supposed to
Chicago.
be 3 years ago, near Chicago. I went to one in we're in Virginia or DC, maybe 6-7 years ago. Trying to think where the other one is that I went to. Would have been in the Midwest if I went to it. I mix up conferences and convention places, but
Yeah.
it's just such an amazing experience. And
It is.
at my last conference is where I met Debbie Goldich. She was our consultant for our region, and she found out that I could daven because she asked if somebody would come to Morning Minyan at 6:45 because her mother had passed, or her mother or father had passed away. And I felt guilty, so I went. And afterwards she said, "You know how to daven?" I'm like, "Yeah." So she goes, "I'm going to be calling you." And so she must have been at convention. In convention, she was convention chair, and she said, "I'm going to be calling you." And she called me for the last convention and asked me to do tefillah, like put together all the tefillah, and then we had COVID. So now we're going to do it again in real life. So I didn't really know her before that convention, and now I'm friends with the president of Women's League. So you make some amazing connections.
Wonderful experience.
If you can make it in person, I'd love to be there with you. If you can't, at least maybe be able to be hybrid so you can be a part of the action. So any more questions?
Yes.
No, I hope maybe that you can promote something further that we can attend. I really, I think
can let them know.
This is most enjoyable.
Really?
So what is it that you'd want? So tell me, like, what's your ideal?
Well, of course, I mean, we can read, but I mean, at least I could, most of the time I can figure out what to say when I'm reading. But there's the odd thing that I can't quite figure out. And the continuity is really, really nice because I'm constantly doing it. So I'm making myself, I'm learning better and better and better. And of course, I love the conversation with the ladies. It's nice to be in touch with others, even though it's through a screen. Linda, I feel like I've known you for years.
I know.
Wonderful. I just think it's a very nice thing for ladies to do.
It doesn't really matter what you're reading.
We all make an effort to be here. I'm sure there are other things that we could be doing at the same time, but this is something that's meaningful to us. And brushing up the Hebrew and even discussing things like services and having a better understanding of what we're attending and why they do this and why they do that. I mean, it could be a mixed bag. It could be a hybrid of both, reading Hebrew and almost like a mini bat mitzvah course.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know for me, I mean, yes, my decoding has increased exponentially, but I still, like, I look at people who read Hebrew like they're reading English. And I know it's practice. That's what it is. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. Our former teacher, Carol, used to say that all the time. But I like to devote, this is my hour for me. And it's doing something that I enjoy.
And you probably wouldn't sit down with a siddur for an hour once a week on your own and do it.
Exactly. And it's not that it's not important, but life interrupts. And this is structure. I know that Friday afternoon at 1:30, leave me alone. This is my time with the computer and people who share pretty much the same passion I have.
I will certainly write an email to the president and to the co-chairs of the education committee and say, because every year time that I've taught, they've asked the same thing, that there is an interest and, that people want to continue.
Absolutely.
The way you get there is really practice, practice, practice. I've been doing this since I've been 13, but when my dad passed away a year ago, I started going to Morning Minion, and I could do the beginning service, and I could do the ending service, and so there's Pazuke, I could do that. There's Shacharit, I could do that, and there's the ending service, but in Morning Minion, they do the repetition of the Amidah. So it's not just the 2 parts we did today, the Kedusha, it's everything in the silent Amidah. I didn't know that. I knew a couple of prayers in there, but I thought, the people I'm going to services with are older, and they're not going to be there forever. And they're being there for me, for Minyan. I need to pull my weight and be there for them. So I've been working on learning the whole silent Amidah, and it's a lot, and I don't practice as much as I should. But the only way I'm going to get as fast as the leaders who just bulldoze right through it is practice, practice, practice. So, going to services, but I will certainly let them know that you'd like to see
even call it intermediate plus. I mean, I don't care.
That's what I was thinking, intermediate plus.
All right. Or advanced intermediate. The name is immaterial.
Or practice, practice your Hebrew, practice your, not sure, but they'll figure it out. The issue is having women to teach, because we have so many women who want to do the first 2 steps. And it's a little frustrating when we open classes and then 3 or 4 people in a class don't come. But everybody got a spot who wanted it. But if we had people sign up who were really going to come, we can consolidate those classes and make a class for.
We really appreciate what we used to call the valued volunteers, because it's a very special thing you do to take your time to teach us.
Well, I love meeting women. I have to say, before Zoom, I knew some of the women in my region. I knew Debbie Goldich. I knew Edna because she was in my convention chair. She was my region president. But now I go on to Makom B'Yachad, and I have 100 to 200 new friends, plus you guys that I didn't know any of these people before. And that's another special thing if you get the time to do it. It's Tuesday, Wednesdays, Fridays at noon Eastern time. And boy, we had some great sessions with the rabbis of just learning new things. Like we did Proverbs, and it was all about the number 3 and how the number 3 is permeated throughout Judaism and all that we do. And all of a sudden you're seeing 3 everywhere in Judaism. It's time for you. It's learning for you and new friends. So if you get a chance to do it, it's in your Women's League Weekly. But another thing for you, but I will certainly email them and let them know. Nancy?
Very nice.